share, record this computer. Okay, so I'm recording. So when this pops up, first of all, this is going to pop up for you because it's asking you, do you want to purchase this? But it has a 60-day free trial, okay? So you just keep hitting this still evaluating button down here, all right? See that? So I'm still evaluating, and then it goes to the program, all right? And as we, as I've said before, every DAW, digital audio workstation, like Logic or Pro Tools or any of these, do you have any experience with these programs? What's your major?
I'm a tech theater major.
Okay.
So my track is sound.
Okay. Have you used Pro Tools before or any of that?
Yeah, I've used Pro Tools and Audacity.
Okay, so that's good. You definitely have a leg up then. You understand this better than a lot of people will. Anyway, so all these programs are fundamentally the same, right? You have tracks and you record on them or you add audio to them. You can edit the audio. You can do all kinds of stuff, right? You can also import instruments, for instance, and record MIDI, for example, okay? So if I want to make a new track, I'm just going to go up here to the track panel at the top and say new track.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not. I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know. All right, now I'm sharing it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want, again, all I do was I went up to track and I said insert new track. I can also just hit Command T or Control T on your Dell probably, and it will make a new track, okay? Now, as in Logic, it had that little pull-down menu for the plugins, right? You could add reverbs and delays in that little pull-down menu and add them, line them up one after another, yeah?
Yeah.
In this program, there's this little button right here that says FX. See that?
Yeah.
So when I click on that, it's going to pull up this window. And this is where I can do something like, for instance, type in reverb, okay? In fact, unfortunately, it's not called reverb. But if I go down here to effects, see where it says categories? If you're looking at my screen, reverb. Here are the reverbs, right? The Reverb 8 and the reverb, or whatever it's called, reverb. So now I've pulled up a reverb. Now, these are really simple, but they're actually really nice. They work just fine. And just like in Logic, there is a little preset menu that you might find some more presets. This one doesn't have very many, but there might be some presets. You can pull up the dry and the wet. Remember we talked about my reverb in the video I did. There's dry, wet again. The reverb time is probably based on, well, I'm not really sure actually. In person, it might be based on this width. You just have to play around with it. But anyway, but this is where you would add a reverb effect, for instance, okay? And you can see now it shows this reverb here, and I can just click this add button to add even more. Click that. Say I want to add, I don't know, an EQ, okay? This week we're talking about EQ. So you'll need to add EQ from Reaper, add, and now it actually looks just like Logic's EQ. I can do the exact same things that I was doing in Logic in here, okay?
Okay.
So this is exactly what you do. And then if I want to add audio files in here, I literally just need to go over here and grab them and drop them in, all right? I will send you a link to, I'm not gonna talk about it too much right now, but I will find a video that has like a tutorial on audio editing for you that you can pull up. And if you've used Audacity, this is like Audacity with way more power, okay? And way more flexibility. So one of the more difficult things is using MIDI, and it's complicated, so I'm just gonna send you a video about it, and you can just watch that all day as many times as you want, okay? But what I would do is insert a virtual instrument, just to cover it briefly. Insert a virtual instrument, okay? And then again, it pulls up this menu, and I can close this actually, because see that how the effects are now green? That's because I have effects plugged in and running. So instruments, you can see that it shows me recently used. If I recently used one, they're going to be in this list. And a good example of this is this. I could also go down to instruments. See this right here? And then these are ones, and you'll just have to experiment with these. Some of these will work. You probably have less than I do because some of them are coming from other things. All of these, one called Kakos, those are installed from Reaper. This Serum one is actually really cool. I add this, and then I have a synthesizer, okay? So, and you can also go to up here to this little window, and you can pull up some different effects, okay? Some different sounds. So this is the other part of your assignment. You need to use a MIDI instrument like this in your project, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So again, if I hit, if I hit the space bar is begin, stop, and play. So you can see there's all kinds of stuff here, and there's editing tools. And instead of me sitting here with you for a really long time, it's better just to send you to a video, because honestly, I don't really have time to make videos for both programs, so I'm just going to rely on YouTube videos that somebody else has already made, right? And I'll send you and Allie are in the same boat. Do you know Allie?
No.
Okay. Well, I linked. Allie's in the same boat as you. It might be nice to have a friend who's also in quarantine in my class. So I'll email you both of you with some links, and then say, and Allie actually seems like she's really up on this stuff. So if you had a question, you could probably also email her, and she might be able to show you how something works in this program. Okay?
Yeah.
She's perfectly nice. I'm sure she'd be happy to help you. I'm relying on you guys to kind of fend for yourselves a little bit, because I am totally overwhelmed with students out from COVID stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will send you a video though about how I enter notes in here. So how I make what's called a MIDI region. I don't even actually know. Insert new MIDI item. There's one. There it is. I can probably double click on this now. Yep. See, and again, like I just know how to do this because I've done it in Logic so many times, right? So I'm not somehow.
So is that like if you want to make your own beat, like you?
Right. Yeah. If I wanted to add my own notes, I would add them in here. Okay. For some reason, when I click on this, it's not. There we go. So if I click and hold, it adds a note. So let me just explain what I did again, really simply. And see, now I have a little MIDI region here that I can probably option drag. I can probably copy and paste and make more. See, all I'm doing is using Control-C, Control-V to copy something. I can also drag this around if I want. And all I did was I made a MIDI track, right? And then I went up to Item and said, what did I choose? Oh, insert MIDI item, okay?
Okay.
And basically that made a little, what's called a MIDI region in Logic, which is this little bit of MIDI right here. So there's probably other tools as well. I can probably, like, for instance, grab these two regions and then go up to edit and like paste them together. I bet this will work. No, it didn't work. It did something weird. Maybe like a merge, I don't know, something like that. Right, it's funny, you use software enough, you start to understand like most of these programs do very similar things, right? Whether I'm editing video or editing music or literally like writing a paper in Google Documents, like a lot of it's the same interaction,
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's how I would do this. And imagine, so for instance, I have my little track now with my multiple sounds. And now if I want to add another track, I go up to track, insert new virtual instrument, and then I do the same thing. I go to instruments, maybe this time I'll try, and actually there are a lot of, this is a really cool synthesizer. that it's free to download. I will share a link to this for you and to Allie, and you guys can both download this synth, which has it's really a cool kind of a retro-y synth. And I can do the same thing, right? In fact, I can even grab these MIDI notes and copy them down here, right? And it should give me, right, so if I wanted, for instance, to change the sound of this instrument, I can click on FX, and then it will pull the instrument up, and I can probably find a preset up here and change the sound, okay? Whoa. Anyways, you get the idea, all right? So I will upload this video that I'm making right now, and I will also share with you and Allie some other videos on YouTube that can help you get your assignment 3 finished, okay? And most likely you'll have to do one more assignment before we're back in the classroom. You know, and again, if we all end up online, which obviously, as you know, is likely for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Everyone will be using this. So in a way, you'll be ahead of the ball game if that happens. Okay.
Okay.
So you downloaded this, right? Everything works. I mean, can you grab audio and bring it in here and you hear everything?
Yeah. I
Okay,
just
good.
had a question about like the project itself.
Sure.
I'm just having trouble like figuring out like what I should do for that, because I just don't know, because I've never like made my own beat before, but I don't really know what to do.
Well, you know, again, you don't have to. I really recommend students. First of all, if you're not a musician, I'm not asking you to write music, right? So writing drum beats is hard, and we're going to cover that in class. But if you don't know how to do it, I'm not grading you at all on your compositional ability, right? I'm grading you on following the instructions. And the instructions are what are here. It needs to be a minute in length, using 3 different audio files, using 2 different instruments, using EQ and some reverb and delay and pan, okay? And again, you know, I cannot stress enough, if like you question yourself like, oh, where's the panning knob? Type in panning knob Reaper, right? I guarantee you, where's the stereo panning knob? Here's a question. And then, right, like there's going to be an answer for you on YouTube or in the world online, okay? But again, you can email me too, but I'm just saying, it's not that I don't want to answer your questions. It's probably just faster to Google it, right? I go to YouTube literally for everything, like, you know, Reaper panning, right? Using panning modes in Reaper. I mean, like, here we go, panning and FX in Reaper. So and there's all these different things about panning, okay? So, and I don't know about you, but I do not do well trying to read a manual, but I could watch YouTube videos all day of how to do stuff, okay? So anyways, in terms of your assignment, you know, if you're interested in sound design for theater and stuff, you should be making soundscapes, all right? I mean, if we think about actually coming up as our midterm project, we're going to be making a Halloween soundscape. So we're going to be kind of trying to build a Halloween sound, like an eerie Halloweenish world, right? With audio files and MIDI instruments and stuff. And so, you know, think about stuff like that. You could maybe you come up with a story, and the idea is you're creating music or sound, you're sound designing for that, right? It's 1 minute. So maybe your 1 minute is I'm walking through a street in Paris, right? So what are all the sounds you would hear in Paris? Like you hear maybe some, you know, church bells, maybe the sound of wind or the sound of cars, right? You just like combine all these sounds together and make a sound collage. That's basically what you need to do. Okay? But you need to, of course, do these things. You need to have 3 audio files of different sources. You need to have 2 software instruments. So maybe you use a software instrument and you find like a nice, you know, some sort of nice soft sound that can sustain and like just becomes a nice sound in your track, right? It's not necessarily part of the soundscape, but it is. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that it's really endless, the possibilities. You sitting down as not a composer and never writing music and saying I need to write drum beats and try and make a piece of music, that's just really hard. Okay. And I don't know you from Adam, so maybe you're really talented and actually you could do that easily. Some people can just do that without even thinking about it, right? I mean, I grew up as a kid, I was that way, but not everyone is, right? Everyone has different talents. So I may be completely wrong that you could just make a drum beat, right? And if that's true, go for it. I guarantee you there is a YouTube video about drum programming in Reaper. Drum programming Reaper, okay? So how to program a drum track using MIDI in Reaper. Here it is, okay?
Okay.
So, and again, if you have questions, I'm happy to help you, but I will also upload this video for both you and Allie to look at. And obviously then you can review it and make changes, or you can rewind it as many times as you need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. So anyway, so this assignment is due on Sunday, so you actually have a lot of time to work on it. And again, I would get started early because you are kind of learning a new program, and you're gonna have to figure that out, right? That's gonna take a little time. And if you have questions, that's the thing too, is I actually don't know anything about this program really very well. So if you ask me a question, I'm probably gonna have to go and figure it out, which is fine. But just keep that in mind. Like, I'm not a pro at Reaper at all. This is brand new for me too. Obviously, I'm very familiar with digital audio workstations, so I can figure stuff out pretty easily, just like I did. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna know everything for sure, right? But that doesn't mean I won't figure it out so I can help you do something, right? I'm here to help you with that. So, okay?
Okay.
So
Thank
email me if you have any questions, and otherwise, are you a Wednesday or a Friday in class?
I'm a Friday.
Okay, so you need to come to class tomorrow because I will be talking about a bunch of principles. Ooh, sorry. I will be talking about a bunch of, wow, that's loud. No. I will be talking about a bunch of principles relating to reverb, or sorry, to EQ. And so you do need to come on Fridays so you can get those lessons, basically, okay? And it'll be on Zoom, so I'll share a Zoom link for you right before class.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you on Friday?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, see ya.
All right, have a good day.
Bye.